Hello, guys. Good evening. Welcome to Cricket Next Live. I am Akash Biswas, and today in this discussion, we will talk about the LSG versus DC clash at the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow. Well, the news from the center is the Delhi Capitals have won the toss and they have decided to bowl first. In this discussion, हम बात करेंगे कि दोनों टीमों की playing 11s कैसी होंगी, दोनों की batting combinations, bowling combinations, impacts सब कैसे होने वाले हैं. And to join me in this discussion today, I have with me Amar Panikar. Amar, good evening. Welcome to Cricket Next Live. Well, I just shared the news, the toss report with our viewers that Delhi Capitals have won the toss and they have opted to bowl first. Well, what would you like to say about DC's decision to, win the toss and bowl first?
Yeah, I mean, chasing is pretty much you can't really go wrong there. Too bad, at least. So it's a very decent call, I guess, and they've made the change as well. So in their playing 11, it looks like it might be a track which has a bit of pace and bounce. So yeah, they might be expecting the batters to go hard. So it's better to chase whatever total is there rather than you know. Set a total for in the first innings.
Obviously, and TT and LSG both are, on the same ship, I would say, in terms of number of points they have in this tournament so far. दोनों के पास 10-10 points है. And after coming to home, Delhi Capitals का जो winning spree था, वो रुक गया, ठीक है. But now again, they will be in search of another victory, or I think they will be aiming to, bounce back on the top of the position. Well, but Lucknow Super Giants की अगर मैं बात करूं, it's been a trend that I have followed कि जिस मैच में ऋषभ पंत चलते हैं वो मैच Lucknow Super Giants हार जाता है, because that has happened just once. So far, Lucknow Super Giants captain Rishabh Pant has scored just 150, and that match Lucknow Super Giants lost. And if you look at the other matches, the captain when जब बल्ले उस पंत के बल्ले से रन नहीं बनता है, when the likes of Nicholas Pooran, Mitch Marsh and Aiden Markram come to the rescue, they score the most of the, they do the heavy lifting, they score the most of the runs. उसके बाद they tend to take the game to their favor. वहां से मतलब उन्होंने फिर एक ऐसा कुछ माहौल बन जाता है कि लास्ट में जाते जाते by the end of the game Lucknow Super Giants come out victorious. So, do you think this game is going to be a crucial one for Rishabh Pant's perspective? Because I know it's a reverse fixture, but once again he's playing against his old, old franchisee.
Yeah, definitely he'll have a point to prove, but also he would also want कि his side win at the end of the day. It doesn't matter अगर वो 100 भी बनाए हैं, but at the end of the day अगर team हार जाता है, then it's pointless. So yeah, he would want to get that win. पिछले मैच में थोड़ा thrill, it was a bit of a thriller, so to say. So yeah, he'll be looking to get the win more importantly rather than getting all those runs for himself. Yeah, he's not been at his best form that he would like to be. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can actually get going. Considering there is the track could be a bit more suited to him, so it remains to be seen whether he will actually get a big score on the board. But then again, the top order has been firing really well. Markram, Marsh, Puran, the three guys have been really striking it well. So it'll be important for LSG, that these guys really go well with the bat. Rest, we'll see how it goes. If it comes down to the middle order, they will be under a bit of a precarious situation. So yeah, they'll want the top order to fire.
Obviously, on that note, let's have a look at the playing 11. It's looked pretty interesting to me. Aiden Markram, Mitchell Marsh, Nicholas Pooran, the top three batters, in-form batters, all overseas. And that has been kind of, a situation for Lucknow Super Giants that at the end of every game, they have no option than to rely heavily on these three batters, and then obviously Rishabh Pant at number 4, the wicketkeeper batter, and also happens to be the captain of the team. Then Abdul Samad, last match he played quite a crucial knock, and then David Miller, a proven match winner for different franchises in the past. And but I think for LSG, that one David Miller show is still pending from his side. And then again, Shardul Thakur, Digvesh Rathi, Ravi Bishnoi, Avesh Khan, Prince Yadav. Shardul Thakur, I think he might have recovered from the thrashing that he received against RR, because he was the bowler whom Vaibhav Suryavanshi smashed for first ball six and created a sensation. But now going ahead, Amar, I would like to know that इस मैच में भी लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स ने अपनी बॉलिंग यूनिट को दे है ना दे हैव kept it as it is, उसको बिल्कुल छेड़ने की कोशिश नहीं की है. राइट फ्रॉम शार्दुल ठाकुर टू प्रिंस यादव, यहाँ पे बहुत बैलेंस खोजने की मुझे लगता है कि कोशिश अभी भी लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स कर रहा है. व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू से अबाउट इट?
Yeah, this is the same team as the last game, but one thing we need to notice is that वो impact sub जो LSG का है,
Yeah.
Mayank Yadav is there, so it'll be interesting to see whether he comes in. So yeah, if he comes in, then that bowling unit changes completely. It's just a matter of whether he can get back to that form that he was in, in the previous edition, where he was pretty much running things for LSG. So yeah, it's a good sign for the franchise, that their big retention finally is back. Injury struggles tha काफी ज़्यादा, but the end of the day he's here, and hopefully he can be that difference to get that win against Delhi Capitals. Baki तो it's more or less clear for them. I think that is the one positive thing that has come for LSG. They were a bit out of options, but at the end of the day, it comes down to they know that it will come down to these guys, and they know what needs to be done. So I think that will be the big positive for them, and they'll be looking to continue going that way.
अमर, आई विल एग्री विद यू ऑन दिस कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ये बॉलर फॉर एलएसजी. बट there are two factors that I am going to point out. First, that they have not changed, their combination. Secondly, what we saw against RR, like there was a mini collapse when Lucknow Super Giants were batting against Royals, and then they had to bring in Ayush Badoni as an impact sub, which cancelled the chance of Mayank Yadav to play his first game this season. Now, sports fan, our regular viewer on YouTube, has asked a question. Any chance we can see Mayank Yadav in action today? Well, sports fan को मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा कि यार चांस मयंक यादव के खेलने का तभी होगा अगर आज लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स को आयुष बडनी को एज एन इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर लेना ना पड़े. बिकॉज अगर हम प्लेइंग 11 पे एक नजर डालेंगे तो एज आई सेड the top four are the gems of this team. ठीक है, Aiden Markram has been a terrific form, or Mitchell Marsh, Nicholas Puran happens to be the one of the among the top run getters, and Rishabh Pant obviously consistency नहीं है, but 150 इस टूर्नामेंट में आ चुकी है, और 2030s के लाइन तक में तो जैसे तैसे ही मैनेजेस टू ड्रैग हिमसेल्फ. आई वुड से ड्रैग हिमसेल्फ, क्योंकि उतना कंसिस्टेंटली रन नहीं बन रहा है. 50 भी तब आई थी व्हेन ही प्रमोटेड हिमसेल्फ अप द ऑर्डर. अब इस केस में इफ डू यू सी लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स लर्निंग टेकिंग अ लेसन फ्रॉम देयर प्रीवियस मिस्टेक what with they committed against Rajasthan Royals, so that they can create an opportunity for Mayank Yadav going forward in the second innings?
If I had to bet my money, I would say no, because DC uh, have a good, pretty decent bowling attack. So uh, you know, if you have the likes of a Kuldeep Yadav, Vipraj Nikam has been in good touch. So it's not really. I don't think these guys can get past that. There's also Mitchell Stark, who you can't really count out at all. So there's a quite heavy bowling attack that they have to take on. So I mean, these guys are all hitters, the top three particularly. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can really come through those challenges. But I really don't think that it's going to be possible. I think DC is going to take this game all the way. Considering they have a fairly superior bowling attack compared to LSG.
So जैसे कि अमर ने बताया कि it will be interesting to see these batters fire on all cylinders. Then only Mayank Yadav would have a chance to play his first game, because Mayank Yadav, I would say, the find of IPL 2024 when he burst into the scene as a prime bowler of Lucknow Super Giants. But again, he had a sweet and sour relationship with his back, because for a fast bowler who is clocking above 150 or around 150, there has to be a back issue. And मयंक यादव के साथ भी वही सीन रहा. इंडिया के लिए भी एक मैच खेले, उसके बाद बाहर हो गए. लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स के लिए पिछले सीजन में 2 या 3 मैचेस खेले थे. सॉरी, उसके बाद बाहर हो गए थे. इस सीजन में अभी तक उनको एक मैच नहीं मिल पाया है, और जबकि आई वुड से जस्ट अ मंथ इज लेफ्ट फॉर दिस सीजन टू एंड. एंड वंस अगेन लास्ट मैच में भी मयंक यादव थे, इम्पैक्ट सबकी लिस्ट में ही थे लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स के. बट अगेन ड्यू टू mini collapse in the batting against Rajasthan Royals, they have to make a tough decision, and then they had to call in Ayush Baduni, who then scored some runs, and at the end of the game, Lucknow Super Giants could manage a narrow victory. And then now let's have a look at the playing 11 of Delhi Capitals. Abhishek Porel, Kanur Nair. Well, I am pretty much surprised, because this time at least they have not, tinkered with their opening combination. Abhishek Porel, Karun Nair remains remain intact. Now, KL Rahul at number 3, Aksar Patel at number 4, Tristan Stubbs, Ashutosh Sharma. Then begins the bowling lineup: Vipraj Nigam, Mitchell Stark, Kuldeep Yadav, Dushmanta Chamira is an interesting inclusion here, and Mukesh Kumar. Before I speak about the batters, especially the top order, Amar, what's your thought on this bowling unit, starting from Vipraj Nigam and including a couple of overseas stars in Mitchell Stark and Dushmanta Chamira?
Yeah, Vipraj has probably been the best performing uncapped player, in the IPL tournament so far. So he's been a big find for DC. Yeah, he's a pretty competent leg spinner, who can also bat a bit. So he'll always add value to to whatever team he plays for. The rest, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You have a Mitchell Stark who's been a proven bowler across formats. So him coming, he delivered when it really mattered for KKR last year. Then you have a Kuldeep Yadav, another proven wicket taker. And then you have a Dushmanta Chamira, who probably, considering that there might be a bit more pace and bounce. So they considered Chamira, he'll have a bit more pace compared to a Mohit Sharma, who mostly relies on his slower balls, off cutters, leg cutters, whatnot. Mukesh Kumar, yeah, he's pretty much a decent bowler to have. He can go for runs a bit, but yeah, he has his moments. So he's still someone who's really uh, you know, getting into his groove. He hasn't really fired per se, but he could turn the game if things go his way tonight. But yeah, and then you also have an Aksar Patel. He's also there in the top. Uh, so he can give you a few overs in the power play, maybe through the middle overs. So yeah, they have a lot of options. So that is a very good position for Aksar. Having a lot of options in hand. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys go. I'm still surprised that yeah, Karun Nair is being asked to open compared to a KL Rahul. I'm not sure what exactly is going on there. You have a KL who has opened in the IPL for quite some time now, but they opt to bring him at 3. So maybe it's just to get the most runs in the power play or whatever. But yeah, that's just a surprising move. But yeah, nonetheless, they have a pretty strong side, one of the strongest in the tournament. So yeah, these guys are going well, and they won't look to tinker around too much. So yeah.
And a surprise inclusion, as I said, Dushmanta Chamira. I would like to, tell our viewers that Chamira played in IL T20 for Dubai Capitals, which happens to be a sister concern of Delhi Capitals in the IL T20. He picked up 13 wickets in the 2025 season, and now comes as a franchisee pick. So Dushmanta Chamina, do you think he can recreate a magic what he did in the IPL T20 earlier this year, given the fact that the bowlers are having a really tough time this season as well? Amar?
I think he'll come to know that ILT20 and IPL में थोड़ा level का थोड़ा फर्क है. So yeah, but he's okay. He's a bench option. He's not that bad of a player to come from the bench. So yeah, I mean they wanted someone who can bowl a bit more quicker. So yeah, it's a decent option to have. Do they have any other options? I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so far they've been going well. The things have been going right for the franchise. So I'm not expecting him to be as big of a failure as he played in the last season. Also, he went for quite a few runs. So I don't think it'll be that case today. But yeah, let's see how he goes. He can swing the ball a bit as well. So it'll be interesting if he gets a go in the first few overs.
Well, that will be interesting to watch when the game gets underway. और इसी के साथ एक और इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट जो आज मुझे डीसी की लाइनअप में मिला है. Uh, before we move into that, sports fan DC have Natarajan too. Don't know if he is fit. Exactly, sports fan. मेरा भी ऑब्जर्वेशन है because इस बार नटराजन के पीछे भी दिल्ली कैपिटल्स ने पैसे खर्चे किए हैं, but he is yet to play his game. And what we have got to know so far that उनके साथ भी fitness issues हैं अभी. He is not properly fit and hence unavailable for selection. We hope he gets better as soon as possible, and he gets well soon and come into the action for Delhi Capitals. Or and not only just T Natarajan, there is one South African superstar who is still on the benches, Faf du Plessis, and his unavailability also creates a ruckus in the opening slot. Because जो मैं इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट जिसकी बात कर रहा था, आप इम्पैक्ट सबकी लिस्ट देखिए. जेक फ्रेजर मैकगर्क, ठीक है, दिल्ली कैपिटल्स का जो लास्ट होम गेम था, वहां पे वो शायद मैकगर्क ने लास्ट वहां पे खेला था, एंड देन ही वाज इंक्लूडेड इन द इम्पैक्ट सब लिस्ट. नाउ इन द लास्ट गेम ऑफ दिल्ली कैपिटल्स अगेंस्ट गुजरात टाइटंस, once again, the top three failed, with Karun Nair scoring the most among the top three batters, Purel Nair and KL Rahul. Nair scored some 20, 31 or 30, 31 odd runs, and KL Rahul scored at 29. And then they have to bring in someone like Donovan Ferreira, जो भी fails to create an impact. Though DC managed 200 plus score, but then again Gujarat Titans chased it easily. So if we compare Delhi Capitals and Lucknow's Super Giants in with their previous outings, दोनों का ही आई थिंक एक तरीके से मामला एक जैसा ही रहा है. बिकॉज पहले जब जो हमने देखा, मयंक यादव इस सीजन में पहला मैच नहीं खेल पाए बिकॉज उनको आयुष बडोनी को लाना पड़ गया था. एंड देन वंस अगेन दे हैड टू ब्रिंग इन डोनोवन फेरेरा, जिनका भी कुछ उतना खास कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं रहा. एंड देन फॉर दिस गेम देयर सब्स्टिट्यूट लिस्ट लुक्स माधव तिवारी, fast bowler from Madhya Pradesh, and then Tripurana Vijay, an off spinner from Andhra. तो ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इम्पैक्ट सबकी भी लिस्ट है. बट व्हाट आई कैन सी इज वंस अगेन दिल्ली कैपिटल्स making a choice between Samir Rizvi and Donovan Ferreira, given the fact that DC are going to chase in this game. What's your thought, Amar?
Um, I think what you are saying is most likely what's going to happen. But जैसे how you said that Faf du Plessis not coming in the side, uh, they also have another opening option in Matthew Pritzke. He's also a South African opening batter. He's played against India in the few T20Is that happened some time back. So he's also a decent option. They can try, but I'm not sure why they haven't gone that way. Bringing someone like a Karun Nair at the top, I'm not really a big fan of it. Maybe I could be proven wrong, but Britsky is also a good power hitter. He's done well. I think he scored like some 150 or something in the Champions Trophy. So yeah, I think these guys should consider him. Yeah,
But at the same time, also I have noticed what there has been a musical chair kind of a scenario in the top order because Abhishek Purel, Karun Nair played at number three in the first game of the season. That was against I think. The game they played against Mumbai Indians. Yes, their first home game where he scored 89 runs, but his knock went in vain. And then again, the second game against Rajasthan Royals, yes, he played at number three, but did not succeed. Got a run out unfortunately, and then now he has, and now what I see that he is struggling to cement his place as an opener. And speaking of KL Rahul, because what we have seen so far in DC's batting, that no matter what the situation is, it ultimately goes down to KL Rahul's support, rescue, or repair work, whatever you call it. Because KL Rahul has been in top-notch form for sure. That's undoubtedly a fact. But do you think it's a sustainable sustainable option for Delhi Capitals? Because uh, Akshar Patel is also in a good form, right? He happens to be an all-rounder, but we have seen the batting part of his most, predominantly this season, and then KL Rahul. So now in the first few games we saw KL Rahul batting in the middle order, and now suddenly he jumps up to the number three, even after playing as an opener for a game. Do you think this is a tactical move made by the Delhi Capitals, या फिर जो फाफ डुप्लेसी की एब्सेंस में जिस तरीके का chaos मचा है उसका ये आफ्टरमैथ है? What's your take?
yeah, I do think that when you don't have someone of the class as Faf Duplessis, the pressure can come down to the number three, number four batter because Faf is someone who can really attack in the power play, get those initial burst of runs. So that really cuts down the pressure on the middle order guys. So yeah, it's definitely a big loss for the franchise, but so far things have been going well for them. Even like you said, KL has been looking in good touch. Probably the best we have seen in the past few seasons. So yeah, he'll be looking to carry forward this momentum. That being said, things can go wrong. You can't always expect the star player to always take you out of a dangerous situation. The other players also need to get this thing get their game up and get a few good scores on the board also. Yeah, I mean, but so far things have been going well, and it remains to be seen whether, like, I'm really not a big fan of this opening pair, Abhishek Porel and Karun Nair. It something just doesn't work here. So yeah, ideally you would want someone like a Faf to come up, Karun at 3, KL at 4, and all these guys. And speaking of Aksar coming up the order, uh, I am see if the pitch is very difficult to bat on, then I can bank on someone like an Akshar Patel to squeeze a few runs here and there and get a decent score on the board. But if it's a more batting friendly track, I think you should take a punt at someone like Stubbs, send him up the order, yeah, and give him a chance to really flourish and get that big score. So I hope Stubbs does get a chance because he is a star in the making. So he can really be another solid batting option that they can rely on in the middle order. And I think he needs a bit more chances. Push him up the order a bit, and see if he can do something.
Yeah, we'll hope that he does something because Tristan Stubbs happens to be a big name from South Africa, but still, just like David Miller, his teammate, his compatriot, they're still a good knock, a big knock is pending from both the batters. Well, let's see. The absence of Fab Duplessis, the you know the fact that Jake Fraser McGurk has not been in good form. These two factors have played a crucial role in making Delhi Capitals top order look confused. But at the same point, sports fan bot have raised a point here that DC should have got Brooks replacement by now. Well, that's a pretty much interesting point once again. These this season Delhi Capitals are doing interesting things, and irrespective of everything, they are getting good results, and they have maintained a good track record because they are pretty much seated on the top half of the points table. And yes, DC yet to announce replacement for Harry Brook, who withdrew from IPL before the season began, and Delhi Capitals are yet to get his replacement. Do you think getting a Brooks replacement might add that missing balance that we have been speaking about in every game, irrespective of the results that DC have got so far in this season?
Yeah, definitely. They can consider bringing in an opener. I mean, if a CSK, if a Gurjapneet Singh got injured, who is a bowler, and you can get a batter as a replacement, so why not? Uh, yeah, it just comes down to who they are eyeing is the big question. We're not sure who the franchise will be looking at, in terms of replacement. That being also said, like I said, Gretzky is also a decent option that they can count on, but for some reason they haven't given him a chance. Uh, they gave quite a big run to Jake Fraser McGurk as well. And funny thing is that before the previous game, they were talking about how they're going to back him and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they ended up dropping him. So yeah, you never know what these guys are planning. What they hold their cards close to their chest. So you never know
Absolutely.
what these
And
guys are thinking.
adding to what you said, like it was the Rajasthan Royals game, though Delhi Capitals won it in the super over, but Akshar Patel said that until you are winning the matches, uh, we have that cushion to give a long rope to Jake Fraser McGurk. Comes the next game, Jake Fraser McGurk gets removed from the playing 11 and he sits in the impact sub list. But that's why I'm saying that Delhi Capitals नई नई चीजें इंटरेस्टिंग इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें इस सीजन में ट्राई कर रहे हैं, irrespective of what the results they are having. Well, the match has begun, and but before we wrap up this session, let's have a look at the fantasy 11 predictions, what our team has given. So KL Rahul here happens to be the captain, and Nicholas Puran vice captain. Not a bad choice, I would say. And batters: Mitchell Marsh, Karun Nair, Tristan Stubbs, Akshar Patel, Eden Markram, and Mitchell Stark. Among the bowlers: Avesh Khan, Kuldeep Yadav, and Digvesh Singh Rathi. Amar, are you satisfied with the captain and the vice captain pick?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad call. You have the one amongst the highest run scorers in the tournament, Nicholas Puran, who's been in blistering form. Then you have a KL Rahul. Uh, yeah, it's a decent call for your captain and vice captain. My only thing would be that maybe they could consider a Vipraj Nigam somewhere in this, considering he's an all rounder and he's in good form. But that being said, it's a pretty decent team Harshit has made. So yeah, let's see how much he makes now.
Yeah, so sorry for the inconvenience. Well, thank you so much, Amar, for joining me, and that's all from our side. The game has begun. It's a crucial game for both the teams, Delhi Capitals, Lucknow Super Giants, because another victory will take the winning team, to the at least to the second spot on the points table. And if either team wins with a bigger margin, there is a slim chances that they can also end up as a table topper. So thank you so much guys for joining us. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका कि इस लाइव सेशन में आपने अपने कमेंट्स हम तक पहुंचाए, और हमारे इस डिस्कशन को एंजॉय किया होगा, आई एम श्योर. सो दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड, एंड बिफोर वी साइन ऑफ, थैंक यू once again, Amar, for joining us. Thank you. Goodbye.